Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL and TIO 2023-24 TIO NTFL season. It is a pleasure to host you this afternoon. We have footy back on Wurrumiyanga for the first time this season, and without a doubt should be an absolute ripper of a game between these two teams. Pleasure to host you this afternoon. My name is Tara Harris, and joining me in the commentary box this afternoon is Stu Davis. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Tara. Exciting, isn't it, to be back on the Tiwi Islands? It's had some hiccups over the last month or so, but things looking good out there, and we've had the women's game already, of course, and now ready for this one to get underway.
Exactly right, and got to commend all the hard work from the local council on the island there, and the remote development managers that are down on the ground that are putting the hard yards over the last 6 weeks to get this ground up to scratch. They've worked hard. It's been a lack of rain, and by the look of the weather and the bomb radar at the moment, it's certainly the rain's back. So we'll see what happens this afternoon. Yeah,
that's right, and obviously there's been some. There's a bit of water laying on the ground on the near side boundary line, but apart from at least it's going to be not going to be a rock hard surface like it was a few weeks ago. But yeah, should be an exciting game. Two teams obviously desperate to win. Both had wins, single wins early in the season, but apart from playing some good footy, no success apart from that.
No, you're exactly right. Both teams have kind of shown glimmers of excitement there, and I actually might back Tiwi in today, Stu. I think that, you know, the home ground advantage, they've got their families on that in Wurrumiyanga and from the surrounding islands as well. You can't kind of take away from how much that means to play at home.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, when they get up and running, the crowd will get behind them, and yeah, it's potentially a really exciting event today, and can't wait to see how it pans out.
Yeah, exactly right. And obviously Wanderers have shown some good glimmers of hope over the last few weeks as well, and their previous game against Pint showed some good signs, so we'll see how they match up today against this Tiwi side. Just waiting for first bounce here. We've got players in position, umpires making their way in.
Yeah, so some changes for both sides, I suppose, but understandably, some of the Wanderers players who might fly in to play normally not available for this game. The logistics of travelling makes it difficult on the islands, but of course the Tiwi side has those logistical issues every week when they come over to Darwin to play. So yeah, it's a big day. It's a ferry ride over and a ferry ride back, so it's an early morning start, but a couple of new players in for Wanderers today, and yeah, a couple of their regular stronger players just not available for today, but they've still got what looks like a competitive side out on the field.
So it looks like they're just making sure that all areas of the turf are good for them to get started here. Just saw an umpire running off there just with some sand to make sure that one's ready to go, and we look like we're pretty close here.
So we're ready to go. Ball's thrown in the air, and the first ruck contest in the hands of Davidson, who loops the hand pass over the top to Braden McLean. McLean on the left foot, kicks long inside forward 50s. A big leap down there as McDonald Woody comes in, adds some strength, and then gets a quick kick out of the congestion, and the ball's taken there by John Tipalura, but had it wrestled off him as Joel Cabillo gets a kick inside forward 50 that fist away falls into the hands of Henry White. He hooks around the corner but just can't bring that one back, and it's through for the first score of the game, which is a behind to Wanderers.
And obviously forgot to mention in the opening, a big moment here for Anthony McDonald Woody as well, to be playing back in Tiwi colours and at home on Wurrumiyanga, so it's a great moment for him.
Yeah, first time of course for many years as that intercept mark's taken by Cabillo. He just drills one down towards the 50, and it's well directed, and the mark taken by Abraham, who kicks inboard, but Blackney Nota chopped it off, got the hand pass over the top. Darley with quick hands underneath, and it's cleared away by Tiwi to the near side, and the mark taken there by Jacob Brown. He feigned one way and then ducked back around the other. Pretty clever stuff to get around the player on the mark as his kick goes in towards half forward. Spilling at ground level, Mitchell Taylor comes in, he gets tackled and the ball spills free, and now the long hand pass over the top from Thorne, and Braden McLean once again on the left kicks down towards half forward. This time just slips through the hands of Abraham, but he has time to recover. Chips in towards the centre of the ground, and it's a well-directed kick and had a player in some space down there, which is Damien Miller, and he'll go back and take the set shot for Wanderers directly in front, probably only about 35 metres out.
So it's looking pretty still there at the moment, so it should be ideal kicking conditions here for Miller.
It's just going to drop short. Blackney Noda gets a fist to it and thumps it away over the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw-in in the right forward pocket for Wanderers.
So a lot of control early for Wanderers here. It's a tight contest. Tiwi doing what they can to get some possession of this footy early, but Wanderers with some smart footy early on.
So Daly again in the back half gets the clearing kick down towards centre half back. Or swung around a couple of times in the tackle there was John Tipalura, but playing was the call as he eventually got a hand pass out. Braden McLean at ground level picks up on the half volley, then just gets dumped in the tackle and failed to dispose of the ball. He's suggesting to the umpire that it might have been a bit of a dangerous tackle, but umpire having none of it, and Tiwi clear it away down forward of centre basically for the first time in the game, but well recovered back there by Preston Patrick, and the hand pass comes across and Tiwi get it out to Davidson, who has a runner in McMurray. McMurray kicks long towards half forward, and again a well-directed kick finds Jerome Motlop. He swings around straight away on the right boot, kicks long towards goal, but he's sprayed that out to the left and it's out of bounds on the full.
So a little bit of inaccuracy early off the board there for Wanderers, which we'll see what happens if Tiwi can strike here, which opted there through McDonald, Tip and Woody there for the opposite wing. Spilt mark, unfortunately, so it will be out.
Yeah, Kim Cantilla just couldn't keep hold of that one. Looked like he had a bit of a hobble on there as he pulled up, but walking okay now.
So the ball goes up here. Good contest here, but it's hit by Cantilla first. Daly with the chip kick into the centre there. Looks like Stanley Tipalura back to Daly. Daly working that one forward, looking for options on the opposite wing. To fly, no clear possession early, but it's turned over quickly by Tiwi there. But looks like Wanderers will get the better of the pack, but no. Has been paid there a free. And turned over there by Wanderers. So Wanderers will push that one as they can back into their forward. Pushing that one back into the centre there, finds the hand of McLean. McLean a little chip kick in, looking for options, and he finds them through the hands of Miller again. A little bit of a spilt mark there through Thorne, so Tiwi looking to take advantage. A huge hit there from massive, but it's been played on and looking to move faster. Tiwi here. Looks like he'll take a bounce, which he has. A little bit of a fumble. He's got to be careful here because he looks like he's been outrun there by Patrick, and it'll be turned over. So it'll be a foot race to the ball here to see who can get possession. Looks like Tiwi early, but a spilt hand pass has turned that one over quickly. And again, found the hands there of Damien Miller, who will have another shot at goal. Very similar position. Yeah,
he's been prominent inside forward 50, just getting himself in some space. Davidson that time gave it to him. Now he hand passes off to Braden McLean, who has a long shot at goal, and I think this one looks pretty good. It's the first goal of the game. It's to Wanderers, and it's through Braden McLean. So Wanderers, who've had most of the possession early in the game and most of the field position, get rewarded at last.
That's it. So be an opportunity here for Tiwi to reset with the centre bounce. So we'll see what they can kind of pull out here. We know how powerful Cantilla has been in the ruck space over the last 8 rounds of football. So it'll be interesting to see how he pairs up today.
Yeah, Tiwi just been a bit slow out of the blocks, I think. Just it's all been played in their back half, so they'd be happy with a stoppage in the middle and an opportunity to go forward. Cantilla reaches over the top, wins a hit out, but it's Arbin who gets the clearance for Wanderers down towards half forward. At ground level, the hand pass goes forward, just a little tap trying to get it to Shane Thorne there from Dre Thompson, but just out of his reach, and it rolled over the boundary line for a throw-in on the outer side of the ground.
So Tiwi just suffering with a few inaccuracies early, looking to kind of keep control and possession of that ball, but Wanderers reading like a book as of so far.
Carlson Cantilla in the ruck does some good work with the body there, and hand pass back to Darley, who kicks it forward. There's an opportunity down here forward of centre for Tiwi now, and the Wanderers player caught with the ball underneath him. No penalty in the end. That was Fuller caught underneath it, so it's a ball up. And Carlson again, with big punch forward on the left hand there, as Darley at ground level picks up, gets a hand pass inboard, and now they're looking to get it into some space to move it forward, as it's Keranua who swings back onto the left foot, kicks long inside forward 50, punched away from behind by Mitchell Taylor. Then the ball spills away. McMurray looked like he was held a bit too long in the tackle there, and he'll take the free kick deep in defence. He kicks short and finds Preston Patrick, who wastes no time with a drill pass to the outer side of the ground, and the mark taken by Jerome Motlop. He finds Davidson further afield, who chips out wide to Braden McLean, who's had plenty of it early. He goes by hand this time, and now Wanderers have worked it all the way around the outer side down to their half forward line, but this time chopped off in defence, and till we get it to Darley once again. He goes short in the midfield to Rhett Jordan. Jordan kicking long down towards the 50 for Tiwi, off hands. The ball spills up the back, looks like a high tackle there. It is, and it's a Tiwi free kick to Jacob Brown.
So you can see numbers flooding forward there for Tiwi, looking to maximise their options here off this free.
So Brown has gone the short option to Braden Wiley, and Wiley takes a mark just about 5 metres inside the 50-metre line there, and he's pretty determined to have a shot at goal, puts his mouth guard in his sock and strides back with his back to where the goal is, so you would think definitely having a shot at goal here.
So we'll see what happens here. Wiley plays with Feds footy in the CAFL, and I want to say it's his first chance playing with Tiwi, which he's done for the last few rounds of footy. As he drills that one in, looks like it may have swung just to the left. It has. So just the minor there for Wiley.
Yep. So Tiwi first score on the board, behind but through Wiley, and Mitch Taylor brings the ball back in, chips it straight up the middle of the ground, and Wanderers just trying to work it with short passing here. McLean to Dre Thompson. Thompson looking to swing to the outer side of the ground, but it's well read and well marked in defence by Carlson Cantilla. Cantilla, the young ruckman, switches the ball back into the corridor, and again a nice mark taken by John Tipalura. He kicks over the top looking for Wiley again, couldn't complete the mark this time. Eventually McLean hacks it out of the air as it's a scramble at ground level. Eventually it comes back to Tipalura. He gets a hand pass out once he's tackled to Thompson. Thompson kicks long towards goal. It's swinging back. It's going to bounce. I think it's just crossed the goal line. It must have wobbled a bit in the air there. The goal umpire had some good moves going. It swung across one way then the other, but the ball's just travelled the required distance, got over the line, and a goal on the board to Michael Thompson from Tiwi.
That's a fantastic bit of footy there, and the hand pass off to Thompson under pressure there over the top was fantastic, and then Thompson just using the space to his advantage, and a beautiful kick there, and a very, very lucky bounce before the line that managed to get through a major, and just like that it's all even here at Wurrumiyanga Stanley Tipalura Oval. So we'll see what happens out of this centre bounce. Carlson Cantilla, a fantastic few minutes of footy there.
Yeah, he's been terrific all season, and again he just plucks it out of the air this time, hands it off to Stanley Tipalura. He ducks around the player in front of him, covered plenty of distance as he kicks long towards goal
good.
Again. It does look good, and that's straight through for another quick goal to Tiwi through Stanley Tipalura this time, straight out of the ruck contest. Brilliantly done by Carlson Cantilla just to take possession out of the contest, hand pass forward, and Tipalura did the rest. You
don't see that very often from ruckman. It's an educated ruckman to be able to do that, not just go for the opt, just to hit it down. So the control out of there and then to find a player in Tipalura was fantastic. So It's interesting. You don't see that style from Tiwi very often, that clean football that we just saw. So it's impressive to see where they're getting to. Just like that again, Carlson Cantilla, beautiful hit out there. Looks like Wiley chasing, 2 on foot there. He's going to run with it, looking like Alkameni, but he's turned over quickly. It's a bit of pressure there. He puts it on the boot. Karanua. Looks like it's another.
3 goals in 2 minutes here for Tiwi. They've
having a field day.
Yeah, after a slow start, they've really hit the ground running, and basically in those 3 goals, the Wanderers players haven't touched the ball. So a nice finish there from Henry Karanua, who obviously has spent a few years at Waratah, but come back home and playing some good football for the Tiwi Bombers.
I watched Tiwi a few weeks ago, and the one thing that let them down was their control out of the centre, which currently is getting them a lot of good results. So ball goes high, no clear win from the ruck contest. Hand pass there, he'll run it through and put it on the boot was Babui. Babui pushes that one forward, but it's turned over by the Wanderers defender. Push forward on the line, marked beautifully there by Cox. Just a chip kick in. Finds McLean. McLean looking for options in the forward 50.
Look at that seat in the satellite dish. What a vantage point.
Phenomenal. It'll turn into a pool in a moment if there's any rain. The best seat in the house. It's a few flyers there, no clear control, but it's a sea of red and blacks there looking to turn that one over quickly, which they do. Options here on the commentary wing, but looks to centre it dangerously there. Good hands to it was Cantilla. Cantilla with a chip kick looking for someone in the mid. Few options there, but it's just spilt there by Rioli. Cantilla doing what he can to push that one forward and get out of danger. He just is being wrapped up there by McMurray, but he's turned over quickly, Cantilla. Pushes that one forward, opts for a right kick in. It goes high, will be under pressure to mark it. Just spills a mark, but under pressure there through Taylor. Taylor drags off the ball. Still no clear control. He looks like he's tried to wrap that one in there, Jordan, but it's turned over nicely there through McMurray. And McLean, who's had a fantastic opening few minutes here, lifting this Wanderers side there, gets control of that footy there, turns it over to Davidson. Davison looks to go for the switch and finds the hands of Shane Thorne. Got Mitch Taylor just running up behind him here, finding some options. Again, just a short kick in, but he's got the space to run here. That's Dre Thompson who puts that one through. It's going to go high. Is it going to bounce in and be fortunate for him? No. Turned over there beautifully by Blackley Nota. Nota pushes that one forward, but it's an unfortunate bounce for Darley. Pushed forward nicely there off the bounce by Briston. Darley again trying to push that one forward. Got 2 players there under pressure, but he's managed to keep that one in space there beautifully for Babui. Babui pushes that one forward. Really, really well done there. Does fortunate to hang on to it off the bounce with Jordan. It's a bit of a hit there, but he's managed to recover under pressure through the hands of Tipalura and running through, putting that one on the boot. Is it going to go through? No, just Scandals there through for a behind. Big hit.
Yeah, might have just been glancing in the end, but looked like it could have been anything. But yeah, Babui just offline there, and Wanderers the chance to settle again as they go for the short option up the middle of the ground, where Shane Thorne takes the mark and drives long round the outer side, and he finds his teammate there. He chips out wide to McMurray, who's moved up from deep in defence to give an option on the outer wing. He's calling for players to lead for him. He chips it in short and finds Davidson, who's been busy through the middle of the ground once again, and now he opts to go long inside forward 50. Oh, a strong mark taken by Brenton Motlop.
Yep.
Blackney Noda looking around. I think he might have just been nudged out of position there, and strong body work and a strong mark by Brenton Motlop.
And he's got it's a funny angle here. It's not the favoured angle, but interesting to see what he does with it. He's got a few options here loose in the centre of the inside 50, but he's going to back himself in.
Yeah, none of them look too interested.
No,
really,
they're backing him in as much as he is. So here we go. He takes a few steps in here. It's a tight angle.
He is a left footer, of course.
It's a booming kick.
Just whittled it to the right, and are behind to Wanderers again.
So McDonald Tipperwoody looks to play on quickly there. Looking for options on the opposite wing. It's taken beautifully there by Cantilla. Cantilla just with a short, dangerous kick in there, but it's held well nicely there by Blackley Noda. He's got a few players in space, but again, just plays straight down the line there. Finds the hands of Purantata Mary, who puts that one high. It's going to take a jump to get there. He's got a few players in space. Oh, he's tackled there. Managed to dispose of the ball. Umpire looks like he might play the tackle. No, he's given... No, it'll be a ball in.
Yeah, over the boundary line, and...
Wanderers did well there, because we know that they can run this Tiwi side. That could have been dangerous, so stoppages in their favour. Handed off there, trying to get through the pack was Darley. Darley pushes that one forward, but just through for a behind. No,
so
marked on the line.
Well, Roy Cantill is claiming the mark, but it's not.
No,
it's not paid. It had crossed the line for a behind, so behind to Tiwi. Short option to Arbin coming out of the goal square. He chips it over near side to Matthew Motlop, who plays on with the bounce now, running through half back. Oh, big leap from behind with the foot in the back. Couldn't control the mark, but play on's a call, and bit of a puddle there as Daniel Fuller gets pushed over the fence.
He's taken it well, a bit of a smile on his dial as he went over the boundary fence there. He did well to compose himself and not make that a little bit worse.
So, ball might be a little bit slippery for the boundary umpire here, but he's done really well.
Very well.
So nice throw in as the ball slips over the back from that ruck contest. Nicely controlled at ground level by Tippermanta Mary. But there's a whistle on the play here, and I think he might have got some attention after he hand-passed it, and Keranua will take the free kick. Chips in short towards half forward. It spills over the back. Coming through was Braden Rioli on the left foot, kicks out wide into space. Roy Cantilla out there just taps it away to his own advantage. Poor Jimmy comes in to lend a hand and chips in short, looking for Alaman Kinney, but he couldn't control it, and Shane Thorne sees it over the boundary line. It'll be a throw-in once again.
So interesting here. It's been a few minutes here between goals for Wanderers, just heading over the 19-minute mark as the ball goes back up. Cantilla just plucks it out of the air. A little bit of candy sold there, looking for options there. It's boosted back into their forward. Will need some hands to it. Stanley Tipalura getting hands to it early. Just a little chip kick on the side.
Oh, yes.
Great centering kick, and that floating player back in the square is almost a certain goal for Tiwi here. So just if he could turn in the direction of the commentators.
Yeah, it's. I'm pretty sure it's one of the Cantillas. I think it's Roy Cantilla again, who just about where he claimed the mark a minute or so ago. It is Roy Cantilla, and he'll have a set shot, no distance at all. Just chips at the ball now, and through for another Tiwi goal. This time Roy Cantilla. So the last 4 goals of the game to Tiwi after Wanderers opened the goal scoring. But Wanderers have had enough of the ball to suggest that they're in the game. They're just a bit of disconnect when they've gone deep forward. Yeah,
I think that the way that Tiwi play is a very fast style of football, obviously. If it's not an accurate kick, it means that it's just not going to, it'll be turned over very quickly by Tiwi. So we're back in the centre here. Ball goes up. Plucked out of the air again was Cantilla, reading that ball up like a book. He pushes that one forward in. Oh, it's just built the mark there by Tipalura, and then turned over quickly by the defenders. Finds the hand of McMurray from Wanderers. Wanderers finding a centering kick through what looks like Arbin, and then to McLean. And it looks like
it's been chopped off, I think.
So it'll be
McDonald Tipperwoody.
That's it. McDonald Tipperwoody looking to get that one back into play. Drops the kick in. It's a 2-on-1 contest. But Tipalura does well, is doing well, continues to just fend them off one at a time. It's a high fly kick. It'll take someone to get under it. Oh, he's just spilt the mark. Not happy about it either. So be turned over there, but the options are here for the Tiwi side if they can get control of this footy. It's probably about 10 metres away from their inside 50.
From the throw in, it's just plucked out of there by Wiley, and then kicks it on the left. Out in front was Jordan, had it punched away from behind, and at ground level Matthew Motlop tried to hand pass out wide, had it stripped of him. Now Babui swoops on that one, kicks towards goal, and this time he's just missed. So behind only to Tiwi on that occasion, but yeah, they're starting to play some of that exciting footy that we were talking about. Oh, Braden McLean.
Speaking of exciting footy.
Only needed one hand at the time. So Braden McLean for about his 15th touch in this first quarter, I'd suggest, as he kicks long near side. And that's a good mark taken by Henry White for Wanderers. Pinpoints the pass, but it gets knocked away in the end as trying to paddle it forward without success, and the ball's gone over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw-in once again.
So again, Wanderers just struggling to get that one over and into a scoring position in their forward 50, but Ken Tiller gets a hand to that one first. Darley just drops that one in with a massive kick. The mark is spilled. It might take a soccer here, and it does, off the boot of Taylor. Turned over quickly, very quickly. It's a dangerous position for Taylor, but we know he's a phenomenal defender. Pushes that one forward, trying to create some space for his side, but turned over there quickly by Tiwi. Hands to it beautifully was Karanua. Karanua looking for some options, but it looks like he might go back and take the kick here.
He's really worked his way into the game, Henry Karanua, and he's a left footer, and just had second thoughts there. He's going back a bit further as he sets up to have the shot towards goal.
So it might be right on the 50 on the paint that he'll go from. No, dummy. He says, phenomenal. Puts that one up high. Tiwi's happy about it, umpire's happy about it, and that is one in the books there for Karanua. Phenomenal.
Henry Karanua's second goal, and yeah, he obviously knew that he didn't quite have the distance, but very shrewd, just dummied around the player on the mark, got himself about 10 metres closer and slotted it straight through. So some exciting football being played by Tiwi, and they stretch that lead out now to 26 points as we hit the 24-minute mark of the first quarter here at Stanley Tipalura Oval in Wurrumiyanga. And yeah, Wanderers just need to get their hands on the ball and control it and get it forward, but Tiwi have been pretty manic out of the centre in the last 15 minutes or so as they run from behind. Thompson hand passes forward to Babui. He looks for a short option, and the pass is good once again as Tiwi just worked that ball nicely straight through the centre of the ground, and eventually the mark inside forward 50 to Stanley Tipalura.
So it'll be interesting to see. He's got a good position here. Set himself up well. Big kick.
Yeah, being clapped through on the goal line. It was just a couple of steps, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And again, a Tiwi goal from a set shot, and just good use of the ball through the centre corridor from the back half of the square. And Wanderers looking for answers at the moment.
That's it. Still, there's a fair crack of goals kicked here. I want to say there's still a few minutes left in this game. So Wanderers need to work hard here to get control out of the centre, because currently that's where they're bleeding opportunities. So you can see we've got McLean standing in there. Got to do some work here.
Cantilla with that familiar double-footed jump, wins a hit out, but McLean read it this time. Chips it forward. It's just gone through the hands, or ducking underneath. There was Kurt Dunn, but it's chopped off and Wanderers go forward again. But it looks like there's Plenty of Tiwi players down there at ground level as it's forced forward, hacked out of the air and gaining about 30 metres downfield. It's taken here by Wiley, who swings around, kicks long inside forward 50, the punch from behind. Just doesn't really get it out of the danger area, but eventually Mitch Taylor comes in and forces it over the boundary line for a throw in.
So here we are again back in the forward 50 for Tiwi. So we'll see what happens. It's a great throw in.
Punch over the top, but Stanley Tipalura running onto it, got dispossessed of it down there by Jerome Motlop. The ball spills out into space now, and a chance for McMurray running off half back. He just kicks high down towards the wing, and it's a well-directed pass, and it's marked by Abraham on the near side centre wing, just inside that big puddle of water outside the boundary line, as the siren goes to end the quarter, and one which Wanderers look the goods for the first 5 or 8 minutes or so, Tara, but Tiwi have really stormed home in the latter parts of the quarter.
That's right, and anyone who's watched any of these games before, this is how Tiwi play in Wurrumiyanga. So they have a rip-off opening first quarter, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep control of this footy and control of this game in the next quarter and see how Wanderers respond. We'll be right back. Tiwi 6-4-40 to Wanderers 1-2-8. We'll be back right after these messages.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Process. A bit of constructive talk. I know it's hard, we've been all from the same footy club, but we've come together for this. Show that passion in the MT Guernsey, get in their face.
obviously it's not what we play, 6-6-6 and 7 on the bench, so it's a little bit different. But you know what, we can't ask for anything more. The girls put their bodies on the line and they went in and they went hard, and you know, some of it was unrewarded, but that's footy.
All right, and welcome back. We are here with the ball up. A ripping first quarter there. Looks like Carlson Cantilla with his hands to it first. Done well there by Cantilla. Cantilla pushing that one forward. It's not the kick he opted for, but has done well to save it. Karen Ewer looking just to switch sides with that one a bit. It's turned over beautifully there by Cantilla, but chopped off early. Hand pass over the back, beautifully done, but tackled off it, but managed to save it early. Picked up nicely there by Shane Thorne in defence. Looks like McLean again working overtime, but it has bounced out of bounds, you'd think. Yes.
It was close to the line, wasn't it?
Yes,
almost
it was.
on the line and in, but...
McMurray did see what he could do, and you could see with the smile on his face as he passed it back to the boundary umpire that he was going to be cheeky.
He's a rugby league player, so on the line's out in rugby league. As Cantilla in front wins the hit out down, but just vigorous at ground level. Arvin took possession of the ball, got tackled as going early was Kane Cox, but nowhere near the ball as it comes into the hands of Motlop on the right. He kicks down towards the wing. Good use of the body down there by Brown, and passes backwards as there's a free kick in Brown, and it's going the way of Gary Abraham. He kicks in towards half forward and finds Thomas Wurrumiyanga, who I believe is playing his first game for Wanderers in the Premier League today. And that ball punched away and over the boundary line for another throw-in.
So, at a bit of an advantage here for Wanderers if they can turn this throw-in into something for them. They are trailing 5 goals behind at the moment.
Quick kick in by Miller in towards the goal square, but chopped off by Kurt Dunn for Tiwi, and he has a running player, Blackney Noda, on the outer side. He picks up and loops the hand pass over the top to Thompson. He goes to Darley, who gives it back to Thompson, who kept running and now chips the ball in short. Just spilt down there, but they've still got plenty of runners as Wiley running through the middle of the ground. Kicks long down towards the goal square. Mitch Taylor in front, trying to control the ball. Eventually paddles it out wide, and he's got some support back there, and Wanderers clear it away momentarily. A big leap from Cantilla, but couldn't take the mark as Arvin controlled it at ground level, and eventually it comes into the hands of McLean, who chips out wide, and on the bounce Shane Thorne picks up and just chips around the outer side of the ground, where McMurray again gets on the end of it, and he goes short to Arbon. So Wanderers just controlling the ball in this passage of play, which they probably need to do, as McLean takes it now and now kicks long inside forward 50. They need a target down there, but no one in the contest in the end, and Tanner Blackney-Noda just took that mark and now chips out wide to Kurt Dunn.
He's an extra player on the field there, Stu. Is that what's going on back there?
Yes, the mandatory dog at Wurrumiyanga, as Babui chips the ball inside, and Tiwi trying to build something here, but Matthew Motlop takes it on the bounce, loops the hand pass over the top to Cox. Cox eventually got his kick as the pressure came in towards him. Leaping over the top was Dunn, and he's controlled it after the bounce and got it back to Briston. Briston short in there to a player that we know as Desmond, and he runs away now, leaps the hand pass to Thompson, and Thompson swings the ball wide. Shane Thorne cutting across there, just got a hand to it before Alamankini could get his hands to it, and now Davidson loops the hand pass out in front of Henry White, who gets it back to Davidson, running through the centre wing there, punched away from Trey Thompson, and eventually it's taken away by Darley in defence, and he finds Jacob Brown, who gives back to Darley, who chips the ball inboard now, and nicely taken by Desmond once again, who chips out wide, and Tiwi just controlling the ball out of their back half, have worked it all the way inside forward 50, and a mark taken inside 50 by John Tipalura. John Tipalura, who's had a pretty good season for Tiwi, mainly across half back, but he's down in the forward half at the moment, having a set shot.
So he had a good week out last week, 100% efficiency on all of his disposals, so interesting to see where he gets to here.
I think he's maintained that 100% accuracy, and that one's through for the first goal of the quarter to Tiwi, and John Tipalura gets himself on the board. So Wanderers just can't buy a goal at the moment.
No. Tiwi just showing their tricks and being able to just convert this one and turn it over into what works for them. You can see there's a little bit of movement happening here in the centre for Tiwi. Stanley Tipalura coming back into the centre. We know that recipe with him and Darley and Cantilla is not one to be messed with, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here for them and what magic they can muster up. And Braden Wiley as well. He spent a little bit of time forward in the last quarter, so goes up there, touched beautifully there by Wanderers, but turned over quickly by Darley. Darley with a few options, looks to kick that one into some space there, looking for a fellow teammate in Tipalura, but Tipalura does well, hands off, sells a bit of candy, puts it on the right boot, snap kick, and it's just gone through for a behind. Did well there, under player, a 2-on-1 contest, but unfortunately didn't get through the big sticks, so Tiwi there. 7-5-47 to the Wanderers 1-2-8. So Wanderers really needing to work hard here to get clean control of this footy. He kicks that one there. Opts for a bit of a switch, but goes back to a centering kick there, and it's dangerous because it's spilt, but Arbon does well to mop that up nicely. Goes back to Arbon there, cheeky hand pass forward through to McLean. McLean looking to put that one forward and find options, which he does through the hands of Miller. Miller looking just for a centering kick there, but it might be turned over there. Oh, dangerous there through Rioli. It's on the boundary there, but managed to keep it in space. It's Rioli, but it's just come off his hand.
Gee, they'd worked the ball nicely forward, and then that kick down towards 50 was behind and too high, and yeah, just spoiled the good work.
That's it. It's a good recipe they've got there between McLean and Arbon, so it'll be interesting to see what work they put in here. Speaking of the man, there's Arbon again. Puts that one high. It's a dangerous mark if someone can get under it, but it's turned over quickly there by Tiwi. It's a soccering kick off the deck, but turned over there by Fuller. Got options pushing forward there. Looks like Braden Rioli might be in a little bit of pain out of that contest earlier, so we'll keep an eye on that, but it's Motlop who does well to keep control of that footy. He has a booming kick, this we know, as you said earlier, a left footer, Stu.
Yeah, be kicking from 50. I'm not Not sure that he's got the distance here, but it's going back. There's not a lot of movement in front of him, so expectation is that he'll have the shot for goal. Kick's on the way, got plenty of height on it, and it's going right to the goal line. I think it's carried the goal line, so goal umpire. So not sure. I think there's going to be a bit of a conversation here.
Tiwi pretty confident that it was touched. Just Darley looking to put his case forward. Some water being taken to the benches there in the background, and it has been called touched.
So just on the line, touched through, and unfortunate there for Wanderers. They were starting to celebrate their second goal on the board, but not to be, as Tiwi bring it back in. Brown drills one down the middle of the ground, picked up on the half, followed by Stanley Tipalura, and then gives off the hand pass. It's a bit of a scramble in the middle of the ground. Wiley loops a long hand pass forward to McDonald, Tipungwuti. He chips it into the hands of Thompson. He plays on straight away, inside forward 50. But Motlop, working back with the flight of the ball, tried to get a fist to it, but just got past his outstretched hand and fell into the lap of Kim Cantilla, the intended target. And he'll go back and take a set shot.
So had a good weekend last weekend, Cantilla. 2 goals, 2 behinds, just the 1 score assist there. About 15 touches for the game as well. So we know how integral he is to this side, and not that they need any more lifting, these Tiwi Bombers, but it'll be a great lift for them if he gets this one through.
Just a chip kick at goal, but no, he's pulled that one across the face and through from behind. So one player I've noticed missing for Tiwi today, Brendan Cantilla, who's been in red-hot form all season, and just, it's surprising that he's not available for the first home game of the season as Wanderers bring it back into Davidson through the middle of the ground. McLean, and good use of the ball again going forward as Miller. But just as I say, good use of the ball. He turns it over, and juggled mark taken by Tippermanta Mary on the near side wing. He chips it along, but it's just too wide there for Thaddeus Port Jimmy, and over the boundary line, and Davidson will come in and take the free kick for Wanderers. Chips in short to Arbin. Arbin racking up the disposals in the middle of the ground. Finds McLean on the wing. McLean chips it round the boundary line to Big Fuller there.
He's got Motlop in space there, straight down the line. In a lot of space, actually, if that's where he goes with it. But
he played on, he telegraphed that one and got under pressure from the player on the mark. It's chopped off in defence, and Tiwi bring it away again near side of the ground as at ground level McLean picks up. It's almost a one-handed hand pass, but play on the call as Wanderers a chance to go forward. Arbin fumbled at first but recovered, then got a kick inboard as Big Fuller picks up at ground level, gets it back here to Jones Cabillo on the left, but that's intercepted, and running from behind, Darley once again kicks to the outer side of the ground where Cantilla just showing a bit of magic, then hand passes inboard to his partner in crime, Henry Keranua. He toe pokes it back into the middle of the field where Keranua was waiting again, but Wanderers did it pretty well. Pethybridge got it through the hands, and eventually the kick falls to Davidson. Davidson chips it out wide, and they look to work from the back half as Motlop kicks around that outer wing, but it's fallen short, and the Wanderers players were caught behind as Arbin gives it off to Miller. Miller on the left, close to the boundary line on the outer side. Brown got his hands to the ball, couldn't control it, and I was going to say it's still in play, but it did go over the boundary line out there, so I think it'll be a boundary throw in on the outer wing.
so just the 13 scoring shots to 4. You can see it's an absolute field day that Tiwi are having here, and they're just first to the footy in all instances. So Wanderers got to push hard here. So you do. Spills into a bit of space there. It'll be a foot race to it. Picked up beautifully there. Hand pass over the top there. Brushed forward, looking to pick that one up there, but it's turned over quickly by Tiwi through the hands of Putta Jimmy. It's a high contest there, looking to just clear it into some space, which they do. It'll be a foot race to it, but it's turned over there beautifully and tackled by McDonald, Tip and Woody, and he's been paid. Plays on quickly, looking for an option there on the wing through Putta Jimmy with a lot of space, takes a bounce, puts someone through on the left boot, looking for an option, he finds one. Beautifully kicked, beautifully marked. And you'd think he'd be within range here.
Yeah, Roy Cantilla again, just Mitch Taylor suggesting that he might have got thrown out of the way as the ball was coming in, but it's the mark with Roy Cantilla, who has a goal already in the first quarter and makes a habit of finding space deep in the forward line there.
You can see there's someone in the back there helping him with a bit of directional, just, you know, lining it up for him nicely, so we'll see how this goes. Or it may have come off the boot, not the way you would have liked. Go through for a behind, I'd say. Yes, it has.
Yeah, Rhett Jordan doing the body work down there, but couldn't get back onto it as Pethiebridge goes back and retrieves the ball. But it's Motlop who'll bring it in. Matthew Motlop straight down the middle of the ground to Shane Thorne. Just a bit of slow play here from Wanderers. As they go short again, Matthew Motlop ran off from the defensive goal square and he chips inboard. And Thompson off and running, has a bounce and then decides to chip it sideways, looking for Mitch Taylor. He's not very happy with the work that Thompson did there. Didn't really give him an opportunity and it's bounced over the boundary line. So a stoppage on centre wing here, and it's Fuller up against Cantilla. As Fuller tries to work Cantilla out of the way, does get his hand to the ball, but straight down to Darley. Darley kicks in towards half forward, a beautiful kick and a good lead, and it's Roy Cantilla once again. He moves the ball on quickly this time to Darley, who had kept running, now running inside 50, kicks long towards goal, but he's sprayed this one out to the left, and another behind to Tiwi.
So massive work rate there from Darley. He's pushing himself and making himself available at all aspects of the ground as it's played on quickly there for Wanderers, but turned over just like that through the hands of Puttantata-Mary. Puttantata-Mary looking to play on early with that one, looking for options in the goal squares, a few flyers. It'll be an advantage taken here if he can get control, but fortunately the boundary line beats him to it, so it'll be another behind. So really suffering from inaccuracies this Tiwi side, and it's a little bit of it's a dangerous position they're putting themselves in here, but it's a clear possession turned over there. And looking for options is McLean, who opts for a chip kick into the commentary side here. Looks like he's found Shane Thorne. Shane Thorne with the chip in. But looking at the 2-on-1 foot race there, and it'll be pressure for his fellow teammate in Wurrumiyanga, but the boundary line again has beat him to it. So it wasn't Shane Warne.
No. No. So Wurrumiyanga got the hair in a pony now after his first possession was with it flowing freely.
Yes.
Something that we're both used to, Tara.
For those that aren't aware of Stu Davis, he's bald.
Unrestricted. So the quick kick in. Oh, mark's being claimed by Brenton Motlop, but perhaps didn't travel the required distance as he's wrapped up in the tackle. And eventually it'll be a ball up.
Wanderers got to work hard here to get control of this footy, and they do with a snap, but it's just inaccurate and will go out on the full. So you can, that's the options that Wanderers have got to take in that space. They've got to do something to create some movement and get some goals on the board, but unfortunately another...
Yeah, it's going to be a throw in. It bounced inside the boundary line down there, so a chance for Wanderers. Ball at the top of their goal square from the hit out. Again, just couldn't take it cleanly in the hands, and it spills out over the boundary line again.
So Tiwi doing a good job to apply a lot of pressure in their defensive zone. Limiting options there to get a goal.
Blackney noted just drops that one down at his feet. There's the kick off the ground coming through there. And out of nothing, Joel Cabillo's got on the end of it and socked one through for Wanderers, and an absolutely much needed goal for Wanderers as prior to that, Tiwi had kicked their 7 goals in a row. So Wanderers' first goal of the game, and they've just got themselves on the board again. And they'll go back with a bit of confidence. It's just the 1 goal apiece in this quarter, but Tiwi have scored 1 goal 5 to Wanderers 1 goal 1. So the clock ticking towards the 18-minute mark in this second quarter. So won't be a lot of time on, and I think Wanderers will be looking to build something, get a couple of in a row going into half-time perhaps, as Fuller wins the hit out down to Jerome Motlop. He got bundled over and it's taken away by Daly again. He's had the ball on a string. He kicks long down towards full forward, and somehow Roy Cantilla's got out the back again and judged the fall of the ball, taken a nice mark, and he'll be kicking from directly in front and only 15 or 20 metres out.
It'll be interesting to see what he does here. It should be nice and easy for him, but you know, they've had a little bit of inaccuracies in this quarter, Tiwi. Puts it forward nice and easy, and just like that, a goal there to Tiwi, just expanding their lead that little bit further. That'll be 8 goals, 9-57 to the Wanderers, 2-3-15, and that's a response there straight from that goal by Wanderers, just to add another one onto the kitty there for Tiwi.
Yeah, not what Wanderers were looking for. They would have been hoping to get control out of the centre and give themselves a chance for back-to-back goals, but a quick answer from Tiwi, and they regain that, what is it, a 7-goal lead. So, yeah, back in the centre it's Cantilla up against Fuller. Cantilla, the leaper, gets it in the left hand down to Kim Cantilla. He's wrapped in the tackle straight away by JJ Motlop. And now there's just a bit of frayed temper and free kicks being paid here, but it could go anyway as we have a bit of a wrestle on here, and just probably need to get the ball to someone to take the free kick and get the game moving here.
Yes, it looks like the umpire's doing that now.
Yep, it is a Wanderers free kick, and they do move it down towards half forward, but that's not the best directed kick, although the bounce may favour them, as running back onto it was White, close to the boundary line, tries to hook that one back, but he may have in fact run over the boundary line before he kicked the ball there, as he was under a bit of pressure close to the line, and boundary umpire calling for it to throw it back in. 20.5 minutes gone, second quarter, 42-point margin in favour of Tiwi here at Stanley Tipperara Oval in downtown Wurrumiyanga, as the boundary throw in Fuller just flicks it over the back. Kim Cantilla there couldn't control it. It's Tiwi trying to run it out of defence now. McDonald Tipperara has a bounce as he runs through the centre of the ground, gets onto the left foot and kicks it over the top. It's a beautifully weighted kick. And running back with the flight of the ball, John Tipperara just had to reach out and take the ball over the top of his, as it floated over the top of his Wanderers opponent. And beautiful disposal there from Anthony McDonald Tipperara.
So that was a bit of luck there from Tiwi in terms of how fast that Wanderers played on. That was almost a gimme there for Wanderers, purely because of the numbers they had back, but just an accuracy off the kick there meant a quick turnover there from Tiwi and setting them up in a position here to add another goal to the margin.
John Tipperara stabs at it, but he's got it back online and through for another Tiwi goal. So after we had a bit of an arm wrestle for probably the first 15 or 16 minutes of the quarter, Wanderers broke that with a goal, and Tiwi have hit back with a couple more, and they're looking the goods in this game as we approach half time.
That's it, as I said, 22 minutes gone, Stu. 9 goals 9 to 2 goals 3 in favour of the Tiwi Bombers. We'll be back with a reset in the centre. Again, Carlson Cantilla doing all the dirty work in the ruck for Tiwi so far.
So change for Wanderers. Kane Cox has gone in to do the ruck work this time.
So we'll see what happens. He does have a little bit of height over Cantilla. It's a bit of an even contest to it, but it's turned over quickly by Wanderers as it's pushed forward. We're just moving that one forward there. No clear control, but it looks like Shane Thorne's been able to get a hand to it, pushing that one away. He's under pressure there from McDonald, Tip and Woody. He managed to push that one forward, looking to find an option in Motlop, but a boundary line might beat him to it, and it does.
Yeah, Davidson a couple of touches in there, and yeah, unfortunately Brent Motlop, the ball just slipped through his fingers in the marking contest, and it'll be a boundary throw-in once again, inside forward 50 for Wanderers as the clock ticks down close to half-time as Jerome Motlop gets his hands on the ball, fishes the hand pass out, but at ground level they're putting plenty of pressure on in the forward half as it's turned over close to the behind post there, and a strong tackle. There's a free kick been awarded to Wanderers, and so a chance for them close to half-time. It's Damien Miller who'll take the free kick, and it's on a pretty tight angle here. Looks like he's going to hook around on the left. He does that, but just too narrow with that kick. He was probably a little bit undecided what to do, and in the end just hooked it too quickly, and a behind only. Bit of a rip jumper there, Tara, out of a scuffle. So maybe a change after half-time as he brings the ball in, short to Blackney Noda in the back pocket, and he chips it back to Darley, deep in defence. They're happy just to run some time off the clock here as he kicks near side of the ground. Stanley Tipalura a bit casual in that one, let it slip through his hands, but Tiwi run it out of defence anyway, and the mark's taken by Rhett Jordan at half-back. He swings around on the right foot, kicks long down towards the long eye over the back. Beautifully taken by John Tipalura. He had everyone beaten and then decided to run backwards to give him a chance to catch up again as Wanderers scrambling in defence back here. Hack kick off the ground, goes into the goal square and across the face of goal. Arben's going to be first there for Wanderers. He controls the ball to the outer side of the ground, and danger averted as Davidson takes the mark and chips the ball forward, and that mark is taken over the top by Preston Patrick. He's happy to just slow things down in the back half for Wanderers now. Eventually kicks long around the line. The ball slips over the back white back there. Goes back to apply the pressure to Carlson Cantilla, and it's over the boundary line for another throw-in.
So it'll be a throw-in here. Cox getting his hands to it early. It's pushed forward into some space there, but marked beautifully there and pushed forward. Looking for an option, a high fly, but it's spilt. It'll be Blackney Noda to a hand for it first. Hand passes on the ground to himself, picked up beautifully, passage play there. Beautiful mark there from Alamantini. Alamantini centering kick. It's dangerous because he was beat by the Wanderers player to it. Doing his best to try and keep control of the footy there, but can't be picked up. No one wants to pick it up. Being able to get his hands to it was Karanua. Karanua finding Darley. Darley running in space with a beautiful one-shoulder number. As it's boosted into space, it's just drifted through for a behind.
Almost a caveman outfit there for Darley as Wanderers bring it back in, and Ryan McMurray takes the mark at half-back, chips in board, but it's missed the target there. Kim Cantilla's just dropped the ball cold as he was tackled, and it'll be Pethiebridge who'll take the free kick. He's looking near side of the ground, but the siren's gone before any more action can happen, and a quarter that was a bit of an arm wrestle for quite a while, but in the end it's Tiwi who got the last couple of goals of the quarter and stretched the advantage that they had at quarter time, Tara.
Yes, they did. They didn't quite have the field day they had in the first quarter with multiple goals, but they've done well to continue to remain in front in this competition. Tiwi 9-10-64 to the Wanderers 2-4-16. We'll be right back after half.
You are one of over 148,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you'll need a battery-operated radio, a torch with spare batteries, enough food, and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. All important documentation such as passports, treasured photos, and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season.
It's Scott again with the right boot. Just gone across the face, ball in play. Cooper Darm's absolutely everywhere today. Opts for a check side kick and he's happy with it.
Yes.
And just like that, Nightcliff go bang. Though an Eilert hands that one off to Zust. Zust pushes that one forward, trying to find an option forward. Adrian Scott lurking again. He does a 360, boots that one short, sharp, and it bounces. It looks good. Bit of a bounce. Still no clear possession. We've just takes one bounce there, pushes it forward. He's got his second bounce. It's looking beautiful. He opts for a chip kick in. He might go all the way.
And he does.
Just like that. That was stunning from Tristan Singh-Lippo. He picked up nicely there, however, turned over quickly by Swartz. Swartz at a running goal. He goes bang. And that's Southern Districts with another goal in a matter of minutes here at TIO Stadium. Which is that one through forward there in Ryan. Ryan pushing forward, looking for options. It might be Waistcoat that runs onto it. He's under pressure, shrugs it off. A little check slide kick. And just like that, Southern Districts have hit the front. He's still out there.
Oh, yes.
I held my breath. Phenomenal. What a kick. Working forward, he's kicked it high. It's going to be dangerous to who can get under it. He's put his fellow forwards in danger, but it managed to find a boot through. Phenomenal. And that was through the boot there.
Brett Kennedy.
Beautifully done.
Out of his hands, play on was the call as Nightcliff just trying to work it out wide to Zust, who hooks it round the corner and evades everyone down there.
Call me, he says. Call me.
Cody Zust.
It's just bounced, unfortunately, there for Tristan Singh-Lippo, but picked up nice through Emery. Put on the foot there, but doing his best to get that one and kicked forward. Just like that. The crowd's happy about it too. That was brilliant there from Brett Kennedy.
Ground level, Philo reads it beautifully and then drills the pass forward. Zust is off and running inside forward 50, kicks long towards goal. He's kicked another one. It's another Nightcliff goal to start the quarter, and he likes a celebration, Cody Zust. And Stanley kicks the ball straight down the centre corridor. Waistcoat dives in, couldn't take it, but Ross on his left foot again, if you don't mind, has banged through another one, and can they come back? Attack for Districts as that's a shocking kick. Yeah, as it comes out here to Jonathan Ross on the right foot this time. He swings it round through for a goal, and the kick across goal there.
In this space in the last 12 minutes, so I'd be nervous. They need to get a clearance and get it early, otherwise this might happen. And just like that, turned over.
Brander again, always a dangerous presence up forward, and Bill's out now. Maney runs onto it. He's under some pressure. He's going to get caught. This hand pass goes straight into the hands of Jackson Grundy and runs in and kicks the open goal.
Phenomenal. And umpire says that'll be a free. And there it is. That's a siren. Nightcliff hang on by the absolute skin of their teeth to be able to get this one over the line.
So So we're here on a Friday night for our NAB AFL Auskick, where we run a girls only option and the kids are pumped, ready to rock and roll and have some fun with the footy.
We signed our daughter up for Auskick because her big brother did Auskick last year and she just loves it. I thought signing her up for a girls only group would be a great chance for her to kind of be with some friends in a comfortable environment.
The thing about a girls only team that I think Zoe really enjoys is that she gets to run around with like-minded girls. They get distracted, they do cartwheels, they hold hands, they sing. It just makes it a bit more of a fun experience.
I like Auskick because I get to play with my sister. We love Auskick!
A number of parents have asked if their daughter has to be in your girls group, and they don't. There will be some girls that will naturally just gravitate to brothers or cousins and join the boys group and have just as much fun if it were to be single sex. So yeah, there's definitely options there every Friday night.
My girls just love interacting with the other girls here. They love kicking a footy, they love learning the skills, and they love the hot dog at the end. I love joining in with my girls. I actually can't help myself, and I love to see the skills not only of my kids but of the other kids in their girls only group really developing over the clinic.
Evie just loves playing the games, learning new things. She'll be doing it then for the rest of the weekend, doing her favourite kicks, telling us how many goals she kicked on Friday night.
The best thing about Auskick is that it's really fun. It's lots of fun for them.
Yeah!
Working around the St Mary's players, kicks it inside 50. Darcy Chergwin back there for St Mary's, drops the mark. Palmerston have a shot on goal, and you wouldn't believe it, Tash, but they've kicked the first goal of the game.
Yeah, good clearance as well, and the goal, I think, scored there by Adam Parry. You know, they're always saying St Mary's get the free kicks. That's an example. Good stat.
Cora flies, but can't take the mark, and it's Klusky again, just picks it up, puts it on the right. Gone through for a goal. Oh, Ted Castle in the 33.
Oh, what a pickup. What a goal. Now, so doing well, the big fella back there. Klusky dances around one, manages to get his boot to ball, and by himself was the St Mary's player, and that's Bertrand, and he kicks the goal. First goal of this quarter. Gwyn was running past, trying to get the hands. Lant plays on now. They were asleep to it. Has a shot from just on 50, and he's drilled it, the captain. And just falling asleep there, the Maggies players. He loves to play on. Used his body well on the big full forward. Oh, Coralwood just took it too easily and has a snap, and he's taken it out of the ruck, and he's kicked his fourth. Just too easy there, too strong. Went about a metre. And then kicked forward there by Barnett, and underneath it all by himself was the Palmerston player, and the handball over the top. Patolo will play on and waltz in and kick his second goal of the game, and Palmerston finally have their fourth goal, and it's close to half time.
Going to send it inside 50. He's got Jackson at quarter, but the kick doesn't quite get to him, but Jack Lant picks it up, puts it on the boot and puts it through for another goal for St Mary's. He's regain momentum. Bodie Sauter tapping it out in front of him now inside 50. Little handball to Dylan Lant. Chucks it on the left, and that's another goal to St Mary's. Jack Lant, followed by his brother Dylan Lant. Everyone tries to pick up the ball, but just chucks the handball over the top for the runners. Corowa picks it up, a handball out wide to Klusky, turns around and kicks a beautiful goal. Jack Klusky for his first of the day. More importantly, the second highest for accuracy inside 50. So
here they go again.
Here they go again through Bo Tedcastle. Nice and easy. puts it on the boot. I think that one has
snuck in. He has. Just waiting for the goal umpire. We're waiting. Finally. His defender on the chest was trying something different. It didn't work. Bennell stole it from the St. Mary's player, running into the goals, and will kick it. Is Marika. So Denzel Marika, flee for him, didn't have to break stride, and then puts it at the ankles of his brother. Horrible comes through like a front and centre, like a rover, and drills the goal and kicks his 6th. How's that for a big fellow? And also no talk by the Palmerston Magpies teammates to let him know he was hot. And here's Jack Lant, just kicked one less than a minute ago.
Kicks it from about 53 metres out.
That
is a goal. Jack Lant with the goal. Jackson Calder standing under it and puts the 2 hands up in the air. Husky running hard at it, but it misses everyone. Goes over the back to Jack Lant, puts it on the boot. He's kicked another goal for St. Mary's, and they've gone over the 200 mark, 32-12, 204. So the final siren has gone. It is St. Mary's who recorded a huge win over the Magpies. The final score, 33-12, 210 to the Magpies, 5-5-35.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Head on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
And that's marked by pulling just outside the 50. He's got a player on the lead, Magro, and Magro out in front of Matty Campbell, takes the mark at full stretch. Kicked 7 a couple of weeks ago. He's online on this occasion as well. So the first goal of the game goes to Jaden Magro. So Kirby tried to grab that one out of the ruck, slipped through his fingers, and now there's another free kick. It's a Darwin free kick. Advantage is paid, and it's through for a goal. And I think that's Stafford, isn't it, that took the advantage there and picked up and snapped truly. Oh, this time he's missed by even more to the right. It's going to stay in play again as offhands Magro takes the ball, swings around on his left towards goal. I think he might have put that one through as well. He has. And a third goal for Tars, a third goal for Magro, and drives the ball away down towards half forward. Munkara there spilt the mark but recovered beautifully, and now drills a pass in forward, and Magro out in front once again. Campbell did just about as much as he could, I think, but Magro hands out in front and then took it on the second grab. Just comes in over that line now and kicks it. Looks straight. It is straight through the middle, and that's a quick goal from Waratah in the opening seconds of this second quarter. Forward to Carlin. Carlin goes short looking for McKenzie. Got a hand to it, and now the hand pass comes back to him. He breaks past the tackle of Moroney. Kicks long towards goal, and he's just snuck it inside the right-hand goal post. That's a beautiful finish there, but differently, they haven't lined up very well for this one as Arnold hooks it back, and now Anchors runs onto the hand pass, kicks long towards goal. It's going to bounce in the goal square, and the open goal square, and bounces through for another Waratah goal, and Abe Anchors. He's got a leading player in Jared Stokes. He goes longer than that into forward. Oh, a big leap from Stafford up early, but didn't affect anything at ground level. It's Spicer who swings it back on the left towards goal. I think he's got the early one for Darwin. He has, and just what they were looking for, Chris. Kara gets it off to Will Clark.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Stanley Tipalura Oval on Wurrumiyanga on the Tiwi Islands. It is fantastic to have footy back on the Tiwi Islands, and you can see that Tiwi Bombers are certainly making use of a home venue for the first time this season. Tiwi Bombers there 9-10-64 to Wanderers 2-4-16. Great first half of footy from Tiwi Bombers, Stu.
Yeah, exciting stuff, isn't it, when they're up and running. As we're underway again, as Cantilla wins yet another hit out and gets Tiwi going forward, as Kim Cantilla at ground level shows us a couple of tricks, gets a hand pass to Stanley Tipalura. He drills the ball into the forward pocket, and Roy Cantilla once again loves that right forward pocket, gets himself in a bit of space down there, and on the end of another one here, and takes the mark deep in the pocket on the outer side of the ground.
Had a few shots at goal this afternoon here, so we'll see what happens here. It is a tight angle he'll be kicking from.
So kick on the way across the face of goal, off hands. I think it's looked like it hit the behind post out there. So just a bit of a consultation here between the umpires as to what happened, and want to get the decision right. Yeah, it's off hands into the behind post, so it'll be a boundary throw in that right forward pocket for Tiwi.
So just waiting for the ruckman there to come into space, which they are. Ball goes in. No one clear touch out of the ball in. It's a foot race to get to it first. It's socket off the ground beautifully there by Karen Newer, but turned over quickly by Wanderers. Finding the boot there of Matthew Motlop. It's marked nicely, but being wrapped up early to the touch, Tiwi. And it will be a ball up. Ball goes up. Again, no clear touch there, but Cantilla finding himself on the ground after the contest there. The ball's high, but it looks like it's Cantilla that's found the ball first. Pushed in the air high by Purantata Mary. A lot of fighters for the ball there, but it's Cantilla again on the run through with a snap. It's just gone through for a behind.
Yeah, Kim Cantilla getting busy around the contest there. Got his hands on it a couple of times. I think a non-match ball has been given back to Pethy Bridge down there.
He says, no thanks, I'll have this
right.
one.
He looked at it like it was a watermelon. But, so he strolls off out of the defensive goal square, then hand passes over the top to Arbin. He's under a bit of pressure out wide, gets it back to Pethy Bridge. The Tiwi forwards closing on them as the clearing kick comes out, but it's Stanley Tipalura at ground level, gets a hand pass to Keranua. He chips the ball across the ground, and gee, Wanderers really had no plan there as they were chipping it around the back half, and just worked themselves deeper and deeper into trouble, and eventually Tiwi had to turn it over and get it into the hands of this man Roy Cantilla again, who's had a pretty good day. A couple of goals already and a couple of other chances this time. He's directly in front, kicking from just inside the 50-metre line. Kicks on the way, or just hit that right-hand goal post, and behind again to Tiwi Bombers. So they've been a bit inaccurate since quarter time, which has probably hampered them from really blowing this game out.
Yeah, you can see there 21 scoring shots, 12 of them behind. So to be McLean with the job to get that one into some space, which he does, and it's a beautiful overhead mark there by Jones Cabillo. Jones Cabillo looking for a chip, centering kick there. Again, running up to create an option there was McLean. McLean looking to create just a bit of movement here. Beautifully marked there by Thorne by the look of it. So looking to push that one forward with a booming kick there. Might just get into the forward 50, spilt over a little bit there by Taylor, but it's Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody that's got hands to it and managed to kick that one into some space, but it's been turned over just like that by Preston Patrick. Patrick putting that one through on the left boot. will bounce into some space. It'll be a foot race to see who can get to it. Stanley Tipalura with hands to it early. Managed to shrug off Dre Thompson. Push that one forward again. Nicely through the hands of Alaman Kinney. Takes one bounce. Thompson with a second bounce. Hand pass over the top. Beautifully done there. Kerry Newell with space. Pops it on the left boot. Does go wide. And it's marked beautifully there. I don't know if that's what he intended with the kick, but was marked and cleaned up beautifully there. He's put it on the boot quickly, played on, and it might have just gone through for a behind. Yes, so Wanderers here will turn this one over quickly.
Yeah, they seem to have the whole forward line open there. It seemed a strange option from Karanua to go out wide, but anyway.
So Motlop plays on early there, pushes that one, but again into defensive space there where Tiwi are just wrapping this football up. But looks like it might have been in the back.
No, it's holding
the ball. So Cantilla pushes that one forward, but turned over just like that there. And turned over yet again.
It's a bit manic here, isn't it? I don't know what's going on. There's
No.
just touch and go as Kurt Dunn runs from behind this time, receives the hand pass, kicks long to the goal square. Mark spilled down there, and now at ground level, Wanderers scrambling again in defence, but there's a free kick been found here, and it's going the way of Arbin for a high tackle, I think, as he chips the ball near side of the ground. And it's taken there by Patrick, who kicks long around the wing. And a couple of grabs at it from Fuller, but Mark not paid. Davidson through the hands, gets it to Arbin now. Thompson kicks short, but again turned over. And Wanderers' disposal has really hurt them today as they've turned the ball over a number of times. And juggling Mark, taken out there by Thaddeus Port-Jimmy, who swings around onto the left foot, chips a pass inside forward 50. Stanley Tipalura at ground level picks up on the outside of the boot, kicks towards goal, and I think you'll find that's another Tiwi goal in this third quarter, the first for the quarter, as a bit of magic there from Stanley Tipalura.
So it was a bit of a tug-of-war there. No really clean passage of play from either side, but just like that too, we managed to turn that one over there and add another goal to their 10-goal tally for 3 quarters of footy so far. 10-13, 73 to Wanderers, 2-4-16. Just not really sure. What do Wanderers need to do here, Stu?
Well, they're just turning the ball over, particularly by foot. You know, they're getting their hands on the ball, getting into space, and then just what looks like relatively simple disposals are just missing the targets, and Tiwi just rebounding. And yeah, but obviously it all starts here. They need to start winning some clearances as well, as a hand pass from Darley finds a runner in Thompson from behind. He kicks inside forward 50, and again out in front it's Alaman Kinney, who kicks short to leading teammate, and a mark around about the 50-metre line, as it's John Tipalura again, who's as we said has been playing in the forward half today, and got a couple of goals in the second quarter, and now a chance again.
So see what we can do here with this. Not a lot of players in the square, they're backing him in, but
kicked into the player on the mark. So the ball's dribbled away to the boundary line as Forrester did the good work on the mark, but couldn't keep the ball in play out there.
No, so to be a ball in here, Tiwi forward 50. Ball goes in high. Good contest there. It's picked up quickly and swiftly off the boot by Darley. Darley with the boot in, but still in play. No. Just gone out for just the one minor there behind for Darley. Wanderers looking for options here. Tiwi doing well to keep the pressure on. Plays on, puts it on the boot. There's been a holding there, and it will be Briston, perhaps, but no.
It's Abraham from Wanderers who will take the free kick. Kicks long around down the line around the outer side, but again, unable to hit a target, and Tiwi just mop it up at ground level. Kurt Dunn with a long hand pass over the top is a good one, and Tiwi moving it forward. That's a good intercept mark by Abraham for Wanderers. He again goes down the line, and a couple of Tiwi defenders there get their hands to the ball and see it over the boundary line. So big Daniel Fuller was the target there, but just got swamped by a couple of Tiwi defenders who killed the ball over the line pretty easily. So Fuller nudges Cantilla out of the way, but Cantilla recovered well to get a hand pass to the ball. Abraham gets it to Arbin. Arbin, a quick kick inside forward 50. Davidson comes in the marking contest, couldn't mark it. McLean at ground level gets it to Taylor, over to Davidson, over the top to Dre Thompson, running into the open goal, and that was a better passage of play from Wanderers. It's interesting that Mitch Taylor has been moved forward and got involved in that one, so just stayed pretty composed when they were under pressure out on the boundary line, and Davidson with a couple of involvements was good and eventually allowed Dre Thompson just to run into the open goal and dribble it through from a metre out. So an answering goal from Wanderers in this third quarter, and you'd imagine that they don't have high hopes of ultimate success in this game, but they'd be looking to build on things going into next week and the rest of the season. Hook back there in the ruck contest by Cox was clever, and then came back to him, and a hand pass forward. This is a better build-up, but again that hand pass has just missed the target, allowed Tiwi to swoop in as from a couple of scrambling efforts. Wiley kicks long, but it's chopped off across half-back by White. White comes grandstand side to Thorne. He plays on straight away on the left boot, and out in front it's a good mark taken once again by Miller at half forward for Wanderers. Wanderers has Taylor on the lead. He ignores that chip short, and that was well read by McDonald, Tip and Woody, and easily chipped in front of Braden McLean to take that intercept mark. And now Briston looking to switch to the outer side of the ground. Good work down there by Abraham, working back to get his hand to the ball, and now Wanderers a chance going forward. Mitch Taylor shrugs the tackle, gets a hand pass to Arbin. Arbin through the hands to Braden McLean on the goal line, and again Wanderers with the forward pressure, just getting their hands on the ball, using it through the hands, and another dribble kick from a metre out, this time Braden McLean.
That's it. And look, I did mention earlier, there's still a 6-goal, even more deficit for Wanderers to catch up on here, but spoke about Tiwi's inaccuracy in the third quarter, that it might come back to bite them, which if Wanderers keep continuing to play this style of footy, and there's been some strategic moves here by the coach in Aaron Motlop with moving probably one of the best defenders in the league, has been for a long time, Mitch Taylor, up into that forward space. It's it's a bit of a game changer for them, and they've got nothing to lose really. Yeah, well, he's had a couple of important touches, been involved in both of those goals, and a quick kick comes forward, and they're going forward again. Jerome Motlop looking to the outer side, and he's found Shane Thorne. So in the last few minutes it's been all Wanderers in the attacking half. Shane Thorne looking for someone to lead for him. He finds that option now, drills the pass to they're just chipping it around at will here as Arbin comes in and gets on the end of this one, and a real chance for Wanderers to kick three in a row in a pretty short space of time. Big time. So should be backing Arbin in here. There's no reason that this one won't be result in a major for this side. So he's just getting his line here. So he looks to be at the most not even 20 out, I'd say. Just push that to the right a bit, but it hooked back and through for a goal. So 3 in a row to Wanderers in this third quarter. Nathan Arbin, who's vice captain of the club this year, and he's been a consistent performer all season in just his second year at Wanderers, but
Yeah, he's been busy all day as usual around the ball, and at that time getting on the end of one in the forward half and kicking another goal for Wanderers.
That's it. So 22 disposals last week for Arbon. Reasonable in terms of efficiency with those disposals as well. So you can see he's an integral part of this side. Ball goes up here. Looks like Wanderers get a hand to it first. Trying to get clear control there. Looked like Wiley, but first the ball was Wurrumiyanga. Wurrumiyanga trying to push that one forward, create some space there. It's a high contest there between Thorne and Kirk Dunn, but looks like getting his hands to it was Cox. Oh, it's a big fly to get to it, but it's Arbon who's been able to script that one off the deck, but McDonald, Tippum, Woody looking, he's under pressure, bounces that one to himself, tries to keep it in, but it looks like Tiwi's still getting control of his footy here, just dancing on the boundary line. It's a high contest there. There's a lot of yellow jumpers. And you can see tension's getting a little bit high here.
Well, just a bit of a hug and tap on the head.
That's it. So we'll have something here. We'll slow this footy down. Another ball in here, an option for both sides. Goes up. Looks like Wanderers get a fist through it. Darley's the keeper of the footy out of the ruck contest and does well just to keep that one in space, and it's marked through the hands there of John Tipalura. Tipalura, look, he's got a few options centering, but he might look to kick it down the line, which he's going to play on. He takes a bounce there. Hand pass over the top there, managed to dispose of a player trailing him. No clear possession. Looks like Wanderers trying to push that one forward, but it's picked up nicely there through the hands of Wiley. Wiley looking to find some space, and he does through Puttatameri. Puttatameri puts it through, but just gone through for a behind again. So another behind, another minor score there for Tiwi. So Wanderers get an opportunity to turn this ball around, which they do. He's got to get to it before the boundary line does, or before Tiwi does, which they have. It goes high on a kick, looking for an option in the goal square. A few players floating around. It's picked up nicely, put on the boot there by... Oh, he's done well, and that was beautiful from Babui.
Yeah, Timothy Babui at ground level, but again, Wanderers clearing to the outer side, missed the target, and Tiwi just banged it back in, and then once the ball got to ground level, those fast small forwards pounced on it, and Timothy Babui this time gets himself on the scoreboard.
Exactly. We know the kind of ground ball play that Tiwi have, and they're able to maximise on mistakes. So if you're not an accurate side who's kicking accurately and getting those clean marks and possessions, Tiwi will run all over you as they have. So they've been able to just turn that straight over from a kick out into a goal on the board, and I'll say a much needed goal for them as well. So Tiwi there 11-15-81 to Wanderers 5-4-34.
Yeah, Wanderers had kicked the previous 3 goals and looked like they were on something of a march, but an answering one as Darley sweeps a hand pass out to Port Jimmy. Port Jimmy on the left, kicks long inside forward 50, but this time standing tall was Zach Pethybridge for Wanderers, and looks to kick to the outer side of it again, but again can't find a target, and Port Jimmy just picks that one off. Chips in short, but that's misdirected as well, but no damage done as ground level. It's picked up by Tipalura, John Tipalura, but Dre Thompson eventually comes in and gets a kick out of defence, and the fortunate bounce there sees Motlop get it over to Arbon. Arbon through the hands, a hopeful hand pass over the top, but really put his teammate under plenty of pressure as Tiwi tidy up from the back half, and now chip to the near side where Brown's got on the end of this one in a bit of space. He brings the ball back into the centre corridor, and the pass was good once again as they've got a player out the back, and that's Rioli, who thought about playing straight on.
He did.
And now he's allowed to play on without going back over the mark, and he hooks that one straight through for another TV goal. Braden Rioli, this time his first for the day.
Haven't seen Braden Rioli in a few, probably at all, really in a major impact in the second quarter there. It's good to see him back in action here, and he created that kind of loose player position in that passage of play there, just to be able to get that one nice and easy in the goal square and put it through. So just continues to extend the lead there for Tiwi Bombers, and as you said, there was a glimmer of hope when you see 3 goals in a row from Wanderers. So, but just like that, they've responded with 2 in a row, Tiwi.
So Braden Rioli playing forward today, has been all day. He's renowned as a small forward, but Tiwi have used him in defence a few times this year. But back to his normal position as Carlson Cantilla again wins that hit out and recovers himself, but it falls in the hands of Fuller, who kicks long down towards half forward. The mark's taken by Miller at the front edge of the centre square. He moves the ball quickly into the forward pocket. Mitch Taylor! One hand at it, and then thought he'd just keep going with the one hand and plucked it in on the chest on the way down. So yeah, just a little bit proppy there. I know the last game that Wanderers played, he went off icing a bit of an Achilles.
Yep.
So
you can see it strapped up there. Yeah.
So
he made that mark look like an Auskick footy, and even the way he's holding it now, it looks like it's not a size 5.
So Mitch Taylor, defender, turned forward in this game, and Wanderers would be hoping that he can put this one through and get their noses back in front for the quarter.
We know he's got a huge kick on him.
Alright, just drag that one across the face, unfortunately for the Eagles, and a behind only.
So option here for Tiwi to reset. You can see Darley sending some messages here downfield.
Looks like he's waving to his family at the other end of the ground.
Perhaps. Saying g'day. So turned over beautifully there, and a great mark by Tiwi there, looking to push that one forward, and they do with a centering kick. It's really beautifully there by Puttatunna Mary. You can see he's looking for options here. Wanderers doing a good job to minimise any of them, but managing to get his hand with a bit of an overkick there. Managed to get his hands to it was Briston. Briston looking to get that one centred. His boundary line there lurking, but picking that up was Puttatunna. Puttatunna with a hand pass over the top to Cantilla. Cantilla with a snap. Just gone through for a behind again for Tiwi.
Yeah, Kim Cantilla that time, and Pethybridge brings it in quickly, looking for a target on the outer side, and he finds Fuller out there in some space. As Wanderers looking to move it around the outer side of the ground. A big leap there by Abraham's, done pretty well, but then as he went back to take possession, got caught with the ball, but no prior opportunity was the umpire's call, and it'll be a ball up on the outer wing. Shane Thorne doing the ruck work this time, hooks it back, but bounces into the hands of Darley there. His looping hand pass was chopped off by Arbin, and Arbin thumps it forward, and then coming from behind was Rhett Jordan, got a fist to the ball and over the boundary line for another throw in. So just waiting for the rucks to get in position here before the ball's thrown back into play. Carlson Cantilla in front, getting manhandled there, but still got his fist to the ball. Poor Jimmy thumps it out in front of himself, and some good work by Kurt Dunn to come in and force the ball forward again, but again it's a stalemate at ground level, and it'll be a ball up just inside. No, it'll be a boundary throw in again, sorry, on the outer side of the ground. 2 people in that satellite dish now, so obviously the popular spot to be, as Tiwi win the clearance, get it down towards half forward now, and out in some space. Roy Cantilla swings back onto the left and kicks long towards goal. It's coming back, but not coming back enough, and just hit the goal post.
Just nipped the goal post there, so another minor on the board for Tiwi there. We're looking 12-17-89 to Wanderers 5-5-35, and it's a quick play on there again for Wanderers, so they've got to be accurate here, which they are so far out of that turnover. So boosting that one forward, looking for an option, but looks like Stanley Tipalura Tiwi's just wrapped that one up beautifully, and they're playing on quick and using this to their advantage. And it's marked beautifully there by Kieran Ewer, who'll be going for, I want to say, perhaps his 3rd shot on goal today.
Yeah, he got 2 in the first quarter, and been pretty busy, so he's gone back for the set shot. took the mark well inside the forward 50, so we saw earlier that he ran around the player on the mark with one of these, but he's a bit closer now. And kicks that high towards goal, but just hung it out to the left-hand side, and they're behind again. So Tiwi scored 3 goals 6 in the second quarter and have scored 3 goals 8 in this quarter. So they've got their lead is sufficient that it probably shouldn't bother them, but Davidson, that half-back for Wanderers, goes outer side of the ground, punched away in the marking contest by Carlson Cantilla. Tiwi at ground level, just hook it forward. And, now Port Jimmy running forward, ducks back inside and goes long with the left towards goal. I think that's a pretty good finish. Goal umpire just seeing what's happening further up the field. Not signalling the goal here, so just I think it might be a free kick to Wanderers. It is in fact, so that goal won't count, and Preston Patrick for Wanderers will take the free kick as he chips it round the outer side, finds Braden McLean, who is looking to switch the ball back in towards the centre of the ground, and Davidson takes the mark here. He's got a running player from the back in White. White judged that one pretty well and takes the mark, and now Wanderers a chance to go inside forward 50 with a long kick, or just spills out of the marking contest there off the hand of Mitch Taylor, and Blackman Noda runs it out of defence, hand pass, and then recovered himself, but then almost missed the fist trying to hand pass forward that time. Alaman Kinney gets it over to John Tipalura, who kicks down towards half forward, and it's chopped off across half back, and now a switching kick from Jones Cabillo into the middle of the ground, and Wanderers trying to control it through here, but Siren's gone to end the quarter, one in which Tiwi added 3 goals, as did Wanderers, but Tiwi just stretching the lead a little on the back of all the behinds that they kicked. So at 3/4 time, Tara, a 55-point margin in favour of Tiwi.
Yeah, you bang on, Stu. Tiwi Bombers 12-18-90 to the Wanderers 5-5-35. We'll be right back just after quarter time break.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro, or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge, or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Process. And a bit of constructive talk. I know it's hard, we've been all from the same footy club, but we've come together for this. Show that passion in the NT Guernsey, get in their face.
their hearts out. And obviously it's not what we play, 6-6-6 and 7 on the bench, so it's a little bit different. But you know what, we can't ask for anything more. The girls put their bodies on the line, and they went in and they went hard, and you know, some of it was unrewarded, but that's footy.
All right, and we're back in the centre here. Wanderers getting possession early in the piece here, drilling that one into their forward line. But again, high defensive pressure there from the Tiwi Bombers. It looks like Mitch Robinson, who's made his way there back, he's pushed that one forward, but again, just wrapped up.
Mitch Taylor, maybe.
Oh, what did I say, Robinson? Wow, I'm out of it. sorry, Mitch. Push forward there. Again, Tiwi just using their options early on the opposite wing. Just a nice soft kick there, trying to find some options. Nicely picked up there, beautifully by Carson Cantilla. Cantilla looking for options. He has a few here in the centre, but opts for just a short kick in. He puts his player under pressure there, but it's picked up beautifully and drilled forward into their forward line. It'll be a one-on-one contest, but it's spilt. Looks like McDonald Tipungwuti circles around, puts it on the boot. Will it drill through? It has drilled through, and that is a goal for McDonald Tipungwuti. Just like that, not even a minute into the fourth quarter, and he goes bangs. That's his first one of the day. He spent a lot of the day in the backline, Stu, so they've moved him forward.
Yeah, he spent the whole day in the backline, but obviously thought it's time to let him loose in the forward half, and looks like he's playing out of the goal square at the moment, and immediate effect with the first goal of the final quarter.
Very much so. A bit of a showtime effect there in the last quarter for Stanley Tipulura Oval in Wurrumiyanga. So just like that, Tiwi put their inaccuracy blues away for the first couple of minutes here of the opening fourth quarter.
So Carlson, Cantilla and Fuller. Just Shane Thorne at ground level gets the clearance for Wanderers, gets it down towards half forward. Some strong body work down there by Brenton Motlop as the dribble kick comes into towards the end of the goal square. That's a bit of a sling tackle from Mitch Taylor there on Blackney Noda. And I think that's the way the umpire's seen it. Pretty vigorous tackle. Blackney Noda looks like he's okay though, and chips the pass out wide and finds Port Jimmy at half back. Thaddeus Port Jimmy just chips along the wing, but knocked away from behind. McLean one-handed, lost the ball originally and then butted up, got the hand pass out and to the advantage of Jerome Motlop, but chipping in back there for Tiwi was Wiley. He dribbled a pass to Keranua. Keranua on the left goes long down forward of centre, but at ground level Patrick chips the ball into Arbin. It was Motlop to Arbin in fact, and Arbin chips inboard to Braden McLean. So McLean just slows things down, has a look at his options and decides to go outside again, but Davidson under plenty of pressure there, and the ball's knocked over the boundary line. Looks like he got a knock to a finger in that contest, and it'll be a boundary throw in.
So ball goes in here. Carlson Cantilla, just no hand to it. Just a punch forward there by Darley by the look of it, but it's been picked up nicely and put on the boot by Jones Cabillo. Spilt mark there by Motlop, but it's picked up there beautifully by Kurt Dunn, but turned over and it's been able to be marked. Whether or not the mark will be paid or it will go back.
There's a free kick behind.
Yeah. So reset of play here. They opt for a centering kick, Kurt Dunn, through the hands of Blackley Noda. Just into some space there, but picked up beautifully by that Tiwi player and pushed forward there. Mark is spilt, but it's been able to be picked up beautifully there by Brown. Brown with a lot of space here, just drills that one in, looking for Anthony McDonald-Tipungwuti, and he finds him. There's a late push in the back there. He might be asking for something, but umpire says no, you can have the mark and take it.
So right from the left back pocket switch, just used the ball beautifully all the way down the ground, and ends in the hands of Anthony McDonald-Tipungwuti, who will have a set shot from deep in the pocket. I think he was trying to milk a 50-metre penalty, but it didn't get paid.
So it's an interesting angle here, but we've seen him do it before. McDonald-Tipungwuti with the few steps in. Goes for a big kick.
Yeah, his teammates are celebrating, and goal umpire says that'll do me, and we're scratching our heads wondering why he played 3/4 in the back half, Tara.
He's 2 for 2. So that's it. Just extends that lead there for Tiwi Bombers, and it's just, I can't see Wanderers scraping back from this one. We're only 5 minutes into the final quarter there, and we did see a little bit of magic from the Wanderers there. 3 goals in a row in the last quarter, but it's a hell of a deficit to make up here, Stu.
Yeah, that's right, and you know, perhaps a bit whimsical about McDonald-Tipungwuti going forward, and he's played and missed a few games this year, but the feedback that we're getting is that when he's on the field, he's really influential for the young players in giving them direction, and so perhaps they consider that from the back half he can be of real value in that regard. So McLean for Wanderers with the clearing kick. Motlop bursts onto that on the bounce, hooks around over his shoulder. Mitch Taylor gets rid of his opponent. He went to play on, I think, and now he's playing on, and runs in and kicks the goal anyway. So Blackney Noda a little bit bemused there about what's going on, but gee, some clever work from Mitch Taylor.
And Wanderers just respond like that. And I want to say again, he had one earlier, beautiful one-handed mark, Mitch Taylor, and I think that again, while he's still using that, you'd see it's really ingrained in him, that defensive in the way he operates, where he's keeping, one hand on the player and keeping his space. So the one hand obviously works for him, and he's been able to get his second for the day.
And Brenton Motlop, really strong attack on the ball there coming through, and took the ball cleanly, hooked around, got it in quickly for a one-on-one for Mitch Taylor, and that's why the outcome was the goal.
So we're back in the centre here. Just a change in ruck there. Looked like Desmond went up for that one. Tiwi, they're looking for options. Look like it's put Darley under pressure to get rid of it quick, which he does. Just a bit of a spilt mark there through the hands of Tipalura, but Tipalura looking for options in. He gives it a booming kick in, looking for an option, or he might go through all the way, which it does.
John Tipalura, just a little bit of magic, not near the boundary line, and skipped around and kicked long and accurately. So again, Wanderers get one on the board, and there's a quick answer from Tiwi. They've had all the answers today, apart from that brief patch where, as we said, Wanderers got those 3 in a row. But yeah, pretty impressive performance by Tiwi in their first home game of the year at Stanley Tipalura Oval in Wurrumiyanga.
And Tiwi have a history of upsets at Wurrumiyanga too, where they've, you know, knocked off a few of the biggest sides in this space. So you can see it's obviously working for them today.
Yeah, probably just goes to show that that you know, the commute isn't an easy one, and they have to do it most weeks, and occasionally Darwin-based sides have to go the other way, and really have to work hard to get the win over there as the ball bobbles around and Wanderers get it inside forward 50 eventually. But Tiwi players just queuing up in defence, trying to get a touch as Jordan runs onto this one, just couldn't control it down there, and eventually it lobs into the hands of Arbin. He hand passes across here to Dre Thompson, who tries to hook it around with a check side kick from directly in front, and he's brought it back for a Wanderers goal, and that's his second for the day. And certainly Dre Thompson hasn't been the worst of the Wanderers players. He's worked pretty hard all day and gets rewarded with another goal there.
A lot of consistency, as you said, from Dre Thompson today, Stu, and a bit of a reward for him to be able to get a goal as well. So having a look here, 11 touches last week for the Wanderers there. Not a bad efficiency there with a 78% kicking efficiency and 100% in his handball efficiency. So it'll be interesting to see what his stats come out with today. Yeah,
he's had a fair bit of it, and has kept battling for them all day. Spent a bit of time through the midfield as well. So only a young player still, Dre Thompson, 22 years of age. So from that ruck contest, Davidson trying to break away from the tackle. He's wrapped up pretty... So at ground level, Babui just picks it up, slaps it on the boot and kicks long down towards full forward. Ball spills over the back. McMurray's in there, can't control the ball, and eventually it falls into the hands of Cantilla. He's dumped on the ground. No, it's not Cantilla, it's... just looking at that show, it was Alaman Kinney, and he had an opportunity to get rid of it, didn't take it, and that's not the best kick in the world from Pethy Bridge as it dribbles across the face of goal. Not as bad as one we saw last week, Tara, but... I'm
not getting back into that with you today. It was just didn't come off the booty way he wanted there, but with the ball up here, and it's going to be a lot of groundwork. They've got to try and keep clean possession here, Wanderers, because Tiwi will absolutely dominate, which it looks like they're doing early on. It's a hand pass over the top there, pushed into space. It looks like Karen Ewers, just a snap, and he's just, I couldn't even get out what I said was going to happen because it happened.
The tap over to him, he was centimetres inside the boundary line, and no problem whatsoever, just waltzed in and kicked it as if he was 5 metres out directly in front, but a fantastic finish.
Without a player around him, like just so composed, a beautiful kick there. So just extends that lead again for Tiwi. They're absolutely having a field day here, and it'll be interesting to see what this does for this Tiwi side in the next couple of weeks. We'll have a bit of a break over Christmas, 2 rounds of footy left, so it'll be interesting to see what this does to lift this Tiwi side.
Yeah, that's right. You sort of get the feeling that they just needed that bit of confidence, didn't they? They've been playing some pretty good footy all year, and just needed to know that they can win, basically, as again, they're going to win the clearance here. Stanley Tipalura drives the ball down towards half forward or out in front. The mark was spilt by Forrester, but recovered pretty well in the end, and Wanderers work it out of defence. As the chip kick comes forward, Shane Thorne reaching up for that, but it's gone over his head, and Babui at ground level just picks it up, and he's off and running with a couple of bounces through the centre square, Kicks long inside forward 50. The ball gets over the back. Couple of Wanderers players collided down there. They're in trouble. And Kim Cantilla pounces on that one and puts it through for another Tiwi goal. Yeah, the Wanderers players just console each other there as they collided and unbalanced each of them, and Cantilla just pounced on it and kicked another Tiwi goal. So after 12 minutes in this final quarter, Tiwi have kicked their fifth goal for the quarter. So just stretching that lead out now, and a comprehensive margin in favour of Tiwi in this round 9 fixture. Round 9, Tara?
Round 9.
Halfway through the season already. It's incredible.
That's it. Ball goes up there. Castle Cantilla up against his Wanderers ruck-mate opponent. Ball wrapped up there quickly and a good tackle applied, but looks like it will be paid.
Yeah, it's a high tackle been paid.
So with the free there will be Jacob Brown. He's got an option there on the opposite wing, which he takes. Looking to just chip that one in there. Finds the hands of Stanley Tipalura. Tipalura with an option there further up on the wing. Looking like he'll take it. He puts player under pressure there to go high, but it's Wanderers that end up better out of that situation. A little bit of candy, a few hand passes there. Goes on the boot, tries to push that one forward. It's done well. It's picked up nicely. And a beautiful kick into Mitch Taylor. Just like that, that beautiful turnover of footy. Fast, clean football, and they're able to outdo Tiwi in that situation.
Yeah, and a beautiful finishing pass down there by Henry White, and Taylor out on the fast lead. It like he's been a full forward all his life, the way he just let out on that one and got on the end of it. So he's tried to defend plenty of them over the years, and now he's
going to say he's had a front row seat to a few pretty good full forwards. So goes in, drops that one in, trickles through, but just been out on the full.
Yeah, it was just a couple of steps, wasn't it? Didn't have much of a run up at that one, and didn't balance himself properly. So it's Kurt Dunn runs across the face of goal and finds Babui once again in some space. He takes the mark and off and running with a couple of bounces, and now chips short over the top, and just a ricochet into the hands of Alaman Kenny, who kicks back in towards the centre of the ground, and Henry Karanua is directing traffic before the ball landed in his hands as to where he's going to go, but eventually hands it back off to Alaman Kenny, who just chips a ball across to Brown at the back end of the centre square. He's off and running now through the centre square, has a couple of bounces and a third bounce, and he's a four. He's not the player from Tiwi that you would imagine would be doing that, as Pethybridge spills the mark but recovers to get it to Matthew Motlop. Motlop clears out of defence down towards halfback Davidson, tries to get around his immediate opponent, gets caught and gets a hand pass inboard. It comes back to Davidson now, and he chips over the top into the centre of the ground, but going back with the flight of the ball. Thaddeus Port Jimmy takes the mark and now kicks inside forward 50, and the mark's taken about 20 metres out directly in front, and I think you'll find this time that it's Cecil Purantatameri who's taken the mark, and he'll have the set shot for goal from directly in front. So 5 goals in the quarter already for Tiwi. Purantatameri comes in, kicks towards goal, but he's just pushed that one out to the left, so only a behind for Tiwi this time.
Yeah, so another minor for them. McLean looks to play on quickly through the options he's got there. He's done well and finds the hands of Motlop. Opts for a centering kick there, who looks like Davidson. It's a nice chip kick in and gives him opportunity to find composure here, this Wanderers side. So Patrick, another just a short kick in, finding the hands of Davidson again. It's done well, it's picked up beautifully by what looks like Wurrumiyanga. It's got a lot of space here, and he might use it. Looks like Shane Thorne just with time and space, and just goes bang, puts that one through. And it's a much-needed goal here for this Wanderers side. It's not going to get them home today, but we'll continue just to reduce that margin.
You just wonder how Shane Thorne could get that much space down in the forward half. As Wanderers were building from the back half, it's not as if it was a quick turnover or anything, and he was out in about 30 metres of space by himself, and easiest of tasks.
Yeah, very much so, and so interesting. You don't know if maybe that means Tiwi are falling off slowly here, but they don't blame them. They've had absolute powerhouse of the game so far, just about into the 17th minute mark here of the final quarter from Stanley Tipalura Oval in Wurrumiyanga.
Yeah,
so
maybe they're all just looking to get a bit of front-running action and get their hands on the ball and get themselves on the scoreboard perhaps, but Paddy Bowden would be looking for a bit more discipline than that, I would think, as they dribble it forward, and now they are running forward through Stanley Tipalura from outside 50, kicks long towards goal, but again peppering the goals and just missing on this occasion. But gee, they've had plenty of opportunities. 17 goals, 20.
37 scoring shots Tiwi side today to just the 12 for Wanderers.
So they're often running. Forrester kicks long towards half forward, finds the target in Kane Cox down there. He's looking to move the ball on quickly down towards the goal square. Shane Thorne in a one-on-one contest. There's a whistle on the play, and I think it's going to be a Shane Thorne free kick for being held, going against Kurt Dunn down there. He looks a bit bemused by it all. Has a shake of the head, but Shane Thorne going back pretty confidently. And
so it'd be
he kicked the last Wanderers goal, and
a matter of minutes ago.
Yep.
So as I said, just the 12 scoring shots for Wanderers today. We'll see what Thorne can muster up here.
Nice, missed that one to the right.
Just not Wanderers' day today, unfortunately. So Tiwi just being able to flex their muscles on home turf. And it will be something off play here.
So just trying to work out what's happening. Looks like we've got a stoppage on the outer side of the ground after all of that. And a big hook forward by White from the ruck contest, but it's Tiwi playing a bit of volleyball, working it forward, and Kim Cantilla just runs onto it, has a bounce, loops the hand pass over the top to McDonald Tipungwuti. He chips the ball inboard to Henry Keranua, who had just strolled down from half forward in some space, and he gets himself another set shot at goal. And yeah, his day's been a pretty good one, Henry. He's been very lively in the forward half, and a chance to get himself on the board again. He's 2 in the first quarter and 1 in this quarter, so chance for his 4th for the day.
That's it. How's that from McDonald Tipungwuti in terms of kind of leadership and that teammate mentality? I've seen him kick about 300 of those goals from that exact spot. So to centre that kick and give Keranua the opportunity to get that one home, which he does, is phenomenal. And it just shows the how this Tiwi side is operating this year.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a bit of a build from where they're coming from, but you know, days like today give them plenty of confidence going forward, and 18 goals on the board from 38 scoring shots. They've shared it around a lot, and yeah, it's been terrific, terrific football, and terrific for the people of the Tiwi communities to have NTFL footy back on the Tiwi Islands, and they've been pretty vocal in their support today.
Yeah, big time. So just over the 20.5 minute mark here as the ball goes back up. Carlson Cantilla, lone soldier there in the ruck contest, but managed to get a clearance there. Looks like Darley with a hand pass off, trying to find the hands of Thaddeus Puttajimi, back to Darley. Darley just with a left chip kick in, beautifully done there. He's going to hand pass that off. Darley's just going to finish it himself and goes bang from just outside 50. Umpire's having a look at it and says, yep, you can have that one, Darley.
Another Tiwi goal, and yeah, the Wanderers players looking a bit weary down there as Tiwi with ball in hand are just starting to run rings around them a bit. And They've battled pretty hard all day, Wanderers, but Tiwi been far too good, and when they start moving the ball quickly, they're hard to shut down.
Big time. Consistent ball getter, Sam Darley. You can see him just making his way over to the bench there. Might be the last time we see him today, might not. We know he's a bit of an absolute workhorse. So, absolute ball getter. Constantly #1 in terms of their most disposals getter. 35 last week. So, huge impact on this Tiwi side.
I'd say he's gone above that today, potentially, as Davidson, who's been pretty good himself for Wanderers, gets a clearance down there to Mitch Taylor. He thumps the ball forward towards the goal. It comes back to Taylor, who's paddling and toe poking it, but now it comes out to Braden McLean, who swings back onto the right foot, chips towards goal. I think that's a pretty good finish.
It looked good.
So Braden McLean gets on the board, and it's a bit of a goal fest in this last quarter.
It really
as
is.
Wanderers kick their 4th goal for the quarter, and Braden McLean, who kicked the opening goal of the game, gets himself on the scoreboard again. But Wanderers have kicked 4 in the quarter, but Tiwi have kicked 7. So it's the defences have just struggled in the last quarter as the game's opened up.
You're exactly right, Stu. So we'll see what happens here. Can't imagine there's too much longer left in this quarter, but has been a lot of goals kicked. So we'll go up here. It's a great hit out there from Cantilla. Just struggled to get control there of the footy early. It's been wrapped up, but it looks like it gets hand passed out. Beautiful kick there through the hands of, off the boot of White. It's a contest high to the ball there between McLean and Thompson, but boundary line will beat them to it, so it'll be a ball in.
Yeah, so Braden McLean looking to spend a bit of time in the forward half in the dying stages of this game as well. We just saw him kick that previous goal, so he's worked pretty hard all day through the midfield and from the back half. So White again uses his strength and just grabs the ball out of that ruck contest, but kicks forward. I think there might be a whistle on the play here as Braden McLean strolls over to retrieve the footy. It's going to go back, and it's going to be a Wanderers free kick.
Yep.
It's going to be White who will take that free kick. Henry White, been given a bit of work to do in the ruck in this last quarter, and hasn't been too bad at all. So he kicks the ball inside 50 now. Out on the lead was the tall fella Cox. Just got his hands to it, couldn't hold it, and Tiwi tidy up from the back half as Jordan finds Kim Cantilla. He hand passes him board. It's a bit of a loose hand pass at the feet of his teammate down there, Tipalura, but John Tipalura done pretty well. Oh, that's a terrific tackle from Matthew Motlop, just reaching out, grabbing the tail of the jumper and swinging him around, and terrific desperate effort. And Matthew Motlop will take that free kick, and John Tipalura is a bit sore as a result of that passage of play. Motlop high to the top of the goal square. Taylor from behind, punches from behind. Kicking off the ground across the face of goal. Don't see that every day from a defender, but it's worked out as Thompson runs away around the outer side, has a bounce, and then switches back inside with the hand pass, but misses the target. And now the chance for Wanderers as they work it through the hands and have a snapshot at goal, but it's gone across the face and behind only. So Wanderers having their chance to have some pop shots at goal late in this final quarter.
Yeah, they're doing well to keep control of the footy here in the last few minutes of play. It's interesting to see what Tiwi do here, just to flip the script a little bit. They opt for a centering kick right into the centre square there. It's marked beautifully, but
it's Karanua. Ball's in Karanua's hands at the end of the game, probably fittingly, but yeah, that is the end of the game, and a comprehensive win to Tiwi, who've put on a show for their home crowd at Wurrumiyanga here today. A pretty good all-round team performance, Tara.
Yeah, massive across the board there for Tiwi. I think, only a few multiple goal scorers for Tiwi there, but 19 goals, 20, 134 to Wanderers, 9, 6, 60, and what an absolute day out for Tiwi.
Yeah, really impressive and a real confidence booster for them. Wanderers probably a little bit undermanned coming over to Wurrumiyanga today, but they battled, but were outclassed really on the day, and Tiwi had good players all over the ground, and as we said, great to have NTFL football back at the Tiwi Islands and giving the people of the Tiwi communities the opportunity to see live football in their backyard.
They're exactly right, Stu. You can see the numbers that are flooding the Oval as we speak, and the numbers that have been around the footy all day. In terms of, like people getting around their local clubs for a few games of footy, it's great numbers and a fantastic turnout, and it's great to, as you said, host footy back on Wurrumiyanga, the Tiwi Islands here for the 2023-24 TIO NTFL season. Tiwi Bombers there again, 19-20-134 to Wanderers 9-6-60. You've been watching AFLNT and NT News' coverage of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL season. It's been a pleasure to host you. We'll catch you a bit later on for some more Premier League football.
I'll pay that after anyway, so stop throwing extra money at me.